20 people. Shit. What, what do I send them? What do I send them?
Good evening, the League of Excellent Extraordinary Negroes.
Did me dirty. Did me dirty. Did me dirty.
You can find us on YouTube, the YouTube channel. Mhm. That's one way.
Yeah, it's in the. I put it in the chat for you, Lynn. I put the link in the chat.
God bless you, sir.
Today we are talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. This is the League of Excellent Extraordinary Negroes, and I am Jade.
I'm Nick.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Jules.
I'm Lind.
I'm Carla Stillwell. She, hers, black.
I love that. Pronouns and then what? Just everything.
Just if someone looks at me and says black, I'm answering. What's happening?
Was there ever a doubt?
What's up, Black?
I want to be clear.
I'm sorry.
What's
if
up?
somebody just calls me black, they have chosen the form of the destroyer. I
mean, I think it depends on who just calls you black.
That is not a complete salutation, but it will get a full response.
I just like to start in these streets.
So today is...
Oh my God.
This is gonna be a good one. This just gonna be good.
So today is Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, and what should we be doing on Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday as Negroes? What should we be doing as Black people in America?
Rest in peace, Martin.
I'll go. We should be talking about the extreme wealth inequality that pits us against our white brothers and sisters. We have low wealth in all categories and have not had our comeuppance. We cannot break through the capitalist society and at least gain some prosperity. Can a Black girl get some money? Can I have a 401k? Can I have ownership? Can I talk about that? Let's talk about that. Access to capital, quality education.
Can I vote? Y'all did tell me I could do that in 65, and you.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to vote in 4 or 5 states.
Okay.
So what else? What else should we be doing on this day?
Well, today I actively blacked. I chose history. I just sent links out to people how sharks are in North America, and my goal during Black History season, because it starts today, is making people use the Google machine for good. Research. Stop asking me questions. It's all on the Google machine.
I think just reminding people that being poor is not a moral failing would be something that could be amplified.
Can you put that on a shirt? Being poor is not a moral.
Come on, Marcus.
I like
you
that.
better preach. You better preach this evening.
I'm just trying to figure because.
Write it down, Carla. You got a shirt.
So, I know. Mark needs one now. He needs a shirt.
Okay.
I want to uplift what Tony said. He said, "Getting our passports in order." As we might.
Talk to my brother about that.
Oh, we've been ready for that. We've been ready.
Got it. Ready at a moment's notice with cash.
I can't leave. I can leave whenever.
My people, where you gonna go?
Listen,
That's a good point.
Like, yeah, well, Liberia imploded. Where else y'all want to go? You can't go to Haiti.
We're gonna have to invade
You
crypto
can't
land.
go to the islands. And you damn sure can't go to Europe because racism is alive and well and flourishing across the pond too.
What about New Zealand?
oh yeah.
You know, I like her.
I don't want to go to New
President-
Zealand.
I like
It's a long
her.
flight.
Family leave.
Tony says Canada, just across the way.
It feels like
Canada's
Wyoming
not
on steroids. I don't want to go there.
Montreal is nice though.
Is it?
Ooh, yes, so pretty. Good
Paris
drinks.
is nice.
Yes.
I've
Well,
been
they
to I've
don't
been to
like us.
Paris before.
They don't.
Yes,
they
you
don't
didn't
like
know. We've been to Paris together.
We have. I know that sounds awkward, but we have been to Paris together. Years
It
ago,
does sound
I was a
awkward.
mere lad. Had my first drink there.
What
I'm
were
not
y'all
gonna say my
doing
age.
in Paris?
Parisian things, okay? Parisian
like a-
things.
What happens in
School
Paris
trip.
stays in Paris.
Oh,
Just like a
yeah.
thing y'all was doing.
A little jump past the Sorbonne. Went to Montmartre, to
Moosh-
Marais.
I can't
Yeah,
speak French.
but I don't think that they like us any more than anyone else either.
Janine said
Okay,
Mexico.
no.
So, just,
I don't want to go to
I don't-
Mexico.
I don't want to go to Mexico.
No more.
I don't want to go to
There's
Mexico
big
either.
stuff leaving
I don't want to go to
door,
Mexico.
They don't.
Wanna
I
go
barely-
to Mexico.
I barely want to go to West Omaha. Why would I go to Mexico? Long drive.
So it's a lot of people leaving, and that makes me think, why would I go?
Why would I?
I don't know.
It's not safe.
I
I'd
know.
say New
Done
Zealand.
any international travel.
I
Where
think
should I
about
go
it.
first?
I just want to let the people in because we're open and inclusive here at the league. I have access to the back end because I'm logged in as the house tonight, which is hilarious to me. I just want to give a shout out to the Friesen family because y'all are all dedicated to watching the show and everybody. And he gave y'all the wrong link. Y'all sitting in the studio like, what is happening?
I got you, Bryson.
So I
Hi,
just want to shout out to all the Friesens because y'all have all popped in. Y'all are
My
dedicated
fam
watchers.
came through.
Please join
My
us
fam
on
came through
YouTube
for
or
me.
Facebook. Just search House of Afros, Capes, and Curls, and you will get there. All right. And join the conversation in the comments. Thank
Let's
you.
go. Let's
Can
go.
they
Back to
see
you,
this?
Jade.
Let's go. I put it in the family chat. That's why my whole family's like, oh no, what's
All
wrong
right.
with
All right.
All right. So
Crazy.
we're talking about Spider-Man. Oh, do you know what else?
We are.
Yes.
I guess we are.
Any other ways? Because we're going to have to do something for Black History Month in the next couple of weeks anyway. So we need to get prepped and ready for
Okay.
Black History Month specials for LXN.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we are going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. One word to describe how you felt leaving the theater or turning it off. Oh, it's only been on the theater. So, leaving the theater. One word to describe how you felt leaving the theater. Starting with Nick.
Self-help.
Hmm.
I know that's a hyphenated word, and it wasn't for me, but that's the word that I felt leaving the theater.
Okay. Marcus.
Mistakes. I'm just gonna go with
Okay. Julia.
Sad. Just like Mad Men season 6 sad.
Okay. Lind.
She took my word, so I'll. What's synonymous with sad? Depressed. It was sad.
that. Just a feeling of melancholy.
Cried like a baby. Cried like a baby.
Carla.
Oh.
Oh no. Mute myself.
Uh-oh.
It's my word.
Oh, okay. That was the
That was
word.
my word.
Inaudible.
That was
It
your word?
inaudible. Okay.
Whole movie.
Wow.
My
That
word.
was my word. My face.
My word would be entitled.
You or him?
Him.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see who is in, which was a running thing for like a year. Who was going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home? So who do we have in the cast?
Everybody.
Let's run them down. 'Cause it's a huge cast.
It is a huge cast.
Let's
Tom
talk about
Holland.
the Spidey.
Is that his name? Tom Holland. Is that his name?
That is the name of the current Spider-Man. Yes.
Great. So he was in it, along with the other Spider-Man. Zendaya was there.
Zendaya was in it.
Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Andrew Garfield and
Old
Toby
Spidey.
showed up.
We're naming actors.
Jamie Foxx was there.
Jameson
Jamie Foxx was there.
Lorenthal, Fox the Third.
William Dafoe.
Mm-hmm.
William Dafoe. Saw his sister in Macbeth lately.
Oh my gosh. That is not
Only you
really
think he and
good.
Frances McDormand are related.
They
I'ma
are
give you that,
related.
man.
They
I'ma give
are
you that.
related. They are
They
brother
could
and
play
sister.
cousins in the movie. They could
They
play
sure
cousins
could.
in the
They
movie.
sure could.
Mhm.
Same
they
mother,
would
same
both-
father.
They would both win Oscars.
Mhm.
But you know, one of his best films was what was it? I
Nice.
totally forget. Ray
Such a-
Fiennes.
No,
You know,
Like
I
I was
Oh.
thinking about not being able to watch it. The Story in the Desert. Ray Fiennes.
he's such an ugly man. I hate to say that, but just ugh. Isn't he scary? He was perfectly cast as the Goblin. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, he was perfectly cast as a Goblin.
He
Even-
was.
Even from watching the
A
movies,
scary
like,
looking man.
from back in
Well-
the day. Like he's just always been really great in that role. He's really been great in that role.
he
Uh,
he
Okay,
went
the
all
English
in.
Patient. Yes, the English Patient.
Never saw it.
William Dafoe was so good. He was the thief.
The Englishmen.
Through
Is it
with
the
y'all.
Englishmen?
I'm through with y'all. The English
No.
Patient.
The
Oscar,
English
Oscar of the Year.
When did that movie come out?
missed it. Didn't see it.
I saw
What?
it, but I
The
don't
No.
know.
soundtrack has
I
Hungarian
choose not
music.
to think about it.
It's so good. Let me just
Sorry.
help y'all with that.
Missed it.
Was it a movie full of white people? Because that means I probably didn't watch it.
Oh my gosh.
He was very white.
I'm just being very honest.
How am I supposed
In
to
a
deal
brown
with you?
Like the
Wasn't that all cinema in the 90s and 2000s? What you talking about? Did you not see a movie?
And I didn't
I
didn't see much. And I didn't
And
see
I
much.
get, what is it, Out of Africa and the
96.
English patient mixed up.
Oh,
That's how-
Out of Africa was good, but the English Patient was better.
Out of Africa. That's a movie.
See, neither one of them.
Yes.
Classic.
Yeah.
You gotta
Didn't
watch
say.
the class.
Never heard of this.
Oh my gosh.
Out
Okay.
of Africa.
So we got the rundown of who's in it. I think there's more
Mhm.
because
There are.
Marissa Tomei, our
Yes.
Oh, that's
HBCU
right. Marissa
sister,
Tomei is here. Mhm.
because she did go to an HBCU.
Which
Um,
one?
John Favreau.
Hillman.
Thank you, Bobby
Happy-
Hurley. John
Happy
Favreau.
Oh,
She was on the first season of
Yes,
A Different
yes.
World.
I got you. Okay.
Bob, I like to say Bobby's my
Happy-
friend. So all my people are here tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Thank you Bobby. Thank you,
Why
Bobby.
can't I
Bring in
do
the
something?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's a
calm
rundown
down.
of who we got. So Spider-Man. With Spider-Man's identity now revealed, Peter asks Doctor Strange for help. When a spell goes wrong, dangerous foes from other worlds start to appear, forcing Peter to discover what it truly means to be Spider-Man. It score. Anybody have a score? I think I have.
Oh, you want the actual ones that they've got?
The IMDb rating was 8.7 out of 10.
That's pretty high.
Almost 400,000 people
On
rated
Rotten
it.
Tomato, it got a 93% on the tomato meter and 98% audience score.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
So it's not bad.
Okay, so let's start. What did we like about Spider-Man No Way Home?
Okay, I'll kick it off. I am a huge Spidey fan. Just so you know, I was under the distinct impression that Peter Parker was my long lost cousin of those white Parkers. in Queens. So yes, he was totally there. We were friends. But the comics, like J. Jonah Jameson, bringing him in is like vintage Spidey. Like we're talking 1960, 1990 cartoons. Like J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle, okay, was so good. Was so good. That was one of the highlights. And J.K. Simmons came so close to what J. Jonah Jameson was in the 90s Spidey-Man comics. So check that out. Like Disney Plus has it all, people. Check it out. J. Jonah Jameson. Loved it. Loved it.
Was okay, so did J.K. Simmons, he was in Toby's.
Yes.
Yes.
And wasn't he in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man 2?
I don't
No.
remember.
I don't know either.
I don't think so, but that was the dark era, okay? Andrew Garfield was the worst.
No, wait, be careful now. The movies were bad. His
Yes.
performances were very good. He was
Very
doing the best he could with very
If the
terrible
movie is
material.
bad, how can you be anything but mediocre?
Oh,
You can only work with what you're given.
I didn't
Oh.
think the movies were
Mm.
bad. I
Ooh,
didn't
now,
think they were
now.
bad.
They were
No,
okay.
I don't defend actors, but that's a little rough, sis.
Wow, that was cutthroat.
Oh,
I'm
Like,
Toby
I
all the
felt away. If
Toby
it just
all the
because
way.
I've seen some really strong actors go through some rough turd like material and get on the other side of it now.
right. What's
No,
her name? Harley Quinn.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Yes.
Well, you know what? Andrew
Or Harley
Garfield
Quinn.
redeemed himself in the eyes of Tammy Faye, streaming on HBO Max. He did redeem himself, but in Spider-Man, no, can't be
I
my
don't
Peter
think he
Parker.
needed redemption. He was perfectly fine.
I'll have to look that up.
The
Okay.
hair.
What else did we like? Carla, did you like anything?
Zendaya is so pretty. Every time she come on screen, I'll be like, she's so pretty.
I liked that Daredevil was there for like 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Like that was like a fun moment.
It was okay.
And there was a fun, cute little like, oh. I will say what I liked about the movie was that I feel like it didn't take itself too seriously. Which I think is important for this film because there's not much to take seriously.
I think Daredevil showing up was probably my favorite 30 seconds of that. I mean, I almost leapt out of my seat.
And you did. You literally did. And the answer to him
cool.
being there was, I'm a good, like saving his life was like, I'm a good lawyer. Like, what a funny response. It was just a good little cameo. I enjoyed that cameo.
Oh, it was great.
Netflix era MCU. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
They were
I
clearly
did.
having fun
I
with
did
this movie.
appreciate how it stayed close to the comics. How all three Spider-Men actually have a conversation with each other. That's in the actual comics.
And I would just say they were just definitely just having fun with the entire affair. It was more like a reunion than a movie. It's like, here's everybody that's come anywhere close to a Spider-Man movie in the last 20 years. Let's just have a party. The whole scene where they're talking to each other right before the big battle and they're just waiting for everybody to show up, that's pretty good. It was just fun.
Superb. I appreciated it.
And like they hit every callback they could think of, just kept shoving things in. But you never felt like the movie was completely off the rails. I don't know. I think they brought back those characters as they were when they were in their original movies. So it was fun.
Okay. Any of the villains get a better story?
I thought the Goblin was superb. I appreciated his evilness. He's a real villain. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, they spent a good amount of time making the Aunt May character, building her up to be significant, so that when she's lost in this film, it actually has an impact in a way that I've watched Uncle Ben die 18 times, and I've never cared. It's like, and this happens now.
Well, they usually kill Ben so early. You don't get to care.
Yeah.
You never get to experience him as the uncle.
You got to see this Aunt May as a full person in multiple films, and even in this one, still planning her future, and just having that ripped away.
Can I say the
Goblin? Yeah.
I appreciate how she died. The fact that she was mortally wounded and then sat up and had a full conversation. Full conversation.
Listen, adrenaline is crazy.
Look, only to then drop dead to the point where I forgot that she was actually mortally wounded before that. It was so ignorant how she died. It really was. I thought it was superb.
Thoracic injuries are. You can do whatever you want.
It's only a flesh wound. It's only a flesh wound.
Just dropped dead.
She had some character building dialogue to deliver first.
She did. We had a lot of ground to cover. Like, they hadn't had that conversation yet. There was a lot of ground.
With great power comes great responsibility.
And because
so
she delivers the line in this movie, I've heard some people say that this is actually, even though it's the third one that he's had, this is actually his origin story.
Well, it certainly made his rage believable for everything after that point. You're like, I'll get in there and kill the Goblin myself.
Let's go.
What about Jamie? Because he looks completely different.
Well, that's good, because everything they did with him in The Amazing Spider-Man was terrible.
Awful.
How you got Jamie Foxx and you just replace him with this blue gob? Thank you. Much better. Yes.
Unnecessary.
I was confused. I didn't understand it.
He felt so out of place to me. Like the whole time.
He felt out of place because the story was really about white men whining. And to watch a black man whine in white man privilege was uncomfortable. I'll be quiet. Now we're talking about good stuff.
Ding dong! We've arrived! Ding dong!
How long? We made it, 15 minutes? 15.
Okay, well, I think we're at the point where we talk about our extremes, the things that we loved, or the things that we hated.
Shots fired.
Carla, you have the floor.
I would like to submit to the panel Exhibit A, my Facebook post after seeing Spider-Man. I'll read it quickly. It's a dramatic reading. I am currently unable to find anything enjoyable about the stories that center whiteness coupled with the lack of accountability. I don't care what the context is. At this point, I am simply just irritated by stories about white people, especially white men, having existential crises about the harm that they caused for whatever reason and all the ways they wish to undo the harm with minimal to no accountability and or repercussions. Hence, my distaste for this Spider-Man film.
Okay.
You brought a lot to that.
And
okay.
It's a superhero movie.
And well, I'm not done.
Okay.
I know
That was Exhibit A.
that some of you will try and tell me that the split was more than that. And that may be your opinion. I know what it is supposed to be. I get the multiverse story track. I got that with the Animated Black Spidey and with the Loki series. But this film was utterly nauseating to me. Spider-Man was the story of a bunch of white men and Jamie box, struggling with the poor choices they made based on their insecurities and fears, praying that they didn't have to pay any consequences for their choices, while 3 other white man children scrambled to give them a shot at redemption, a redemption none of them asked for. The end. Okay, I'm done.
She not wrong, y'all.
I mean,
My word was entitled.
self-help. I mean, because that's what it was. It was literally like
I didn't.
first. It was this young Spider-Man being like, wait, instead of fixing all the problems that I've caused, how about I insert myself into these issues that these other people have, placing my entire world and every other world in jeopardy to do so. And then the other Spider-Man get there. Right. And then the other Spider-Man get there, and instead of being like, dog, why? They're like, you're right. We should go on this self-righteous mission to help these people that didn't ask for us to help. Anything. You're correct.
We got your back.
And then they're like, but also you need to know there's a darkness inside you, boy. And you can't give into it. It was just like this like giant self-help movie.
Where's the lie?
It was a white boy peace circle that I didn't need. It's the white boy peace circle that none of us asked for.
But in the end, it costs him everything.
And
that's his fault. He did that to himself.
But
didn't have to happen.
But also, at the end, he accepts it. He doesn't try to bring his friends back.
He is already
gets to that coffee shop and he sees his friends. He goes through his mind. Should I bring them back into this? And it's like, no, I can't. Oh. This is my bed. I'm lay in it now. This little
the nobility of his choices.
Oh,
yes,
that's what it's not so much nobility. It's more the acceptance of his choices. It's like, all right, but yeah,
he's upset that he didn't get into MIT, and it's hard that everybody knows him now, and you know he's inconvenienced. So let's just manipulate the minds of every human being on the planet.
That's extremely entitled. Yes, it was also Plan A. I don't know how that's Plan A.
That's what he did. That's what he
did anything.
But Doctor Strange should know better. Okay,
I
beautiful Benedict Cumberbatch.
Doctor Strange to be like Mephisto or somebody like stupid.
I'm sorry.
Because why would he do it in the first place?
I know.
Because
I just thought that was far fetched.
I don't know. That Strange is built from cut from the same cloth. That guy is like, oh, my hands don't work. Let me go invade a whole temple till they fix my hands.
Are you talking about What If?
No, I'm talking about regular role, but Strange. What If is extra.
Wow. Yeah,
that's true.
You're right.
That's true. They are cut from the same cloth.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You made it very heavy. You're not wrong, though. I mean, your interpretation is valid.
I mean, on its surface, this really was a film that was like, okay, if you haven't been paying attention to the multiverse, we're in it now. Here's what it looks like. Yeah. Here's how it works. Here's a fun fan service way of like giving you everything that you haven't seen. And like with the last movie that we had come out, didn't have any of these people that you know and love. So let's put them all into this movie, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be fantastic. And also, here's the multiverse. Like on the surface, it felt like a bubbly intro to like this concept more than. Because if we look at the story at base value, I'm like, this is the whole time. I went with Jade and Julia in real life. I met Julia for the first time in real life, like 2 weeks ago. It was amazing.
Yeah. After years.
I know, literally, like after years of being online together. But like the whole time we sitting there, we was like, why is nobody pushing this button? What is happening? Like why are they like why is this going on more? Like he literally said to Zendaya, if I don't hear from you, I'm gonna push the button. And she didn't hear from him, and her choice was not to push the button, but to try more things. I was like, why are we trying more things? We need to push the button.
Push the button.
Send the people home.
Level of stupidity, immaturity, and ridiculousness would have been fun had I not have been living my whole life inside of white people's propaganda. And so I can't accept it. It's propaganda. The story is about America now and all of the woke whites who want to fix all of their harm but not pay for it. That's the propaganda inside of this movie.
Critical race theory is
I
reverse
guess,
racism.
I guess that's how I feel when I watch Captain America. You go into Africa and you take all the vibranium like it's yours. What's that about? I've always thought that. What's that about?
Which
The
Captain
propaganda.
America?
Propaganda.
Well, his name is Captain America. We know what we signed up for with that one. Like that's
Well, I
The
think
American way.
Just gonna take all the vibranium.
and I would
Niggers.
love to think
You
that
niggers don't
know,
need this. Skip it here.
We are just
Take it.
Oh, not with a Lynn, not with a heart.
Well, sorry. Oh, my mic's on. I'm sorry. I thought it was off.
Yeah.
I would
Whoa.
love to think that, we are just over analytical, well educated, and well read people putting way too much on a superhero movie. But we're also Black. And that informs everything that we see and how we feel about everything that we see and what we take away from it.
Yes.
And I think that two things can be true. I think that the folks that saw the movie that love the fan service and me speaking personally for myself, seeing my Spider-Man again, seeing Toby as Spider-Man again, I was like, this is exciting. I was like, wow, he's back. Hey, Toby. I enjoyed that for 3 seconds. But I did have that moment and seeing Daredevil and being like, oh, that's Daredevil. Oh, that's Doc Ock. He from that movie. Piecing those things together can also be fun, and the story can be problematic.
Yes, because I love seeing Andrew Garfield because I like Andrew Garfield and I liked those two movies. They weren't the strongest Spider-Man movies at all, ever, but he brought something to it that I loved, and that's why he's gonna get a third one.
I have to say really quickly. Oh, wow.
It's gonna happen. It's happening.
Really
I
quickly,
think Toby
just
gets a third
for the people in the
before
back.
Andrew Garfield does.
Toby had a third.
Yeah.
But it was horrible. Sam
All right,
Raimi,
Look up
They're
these
saying-
pictures.
there is talk about
Toby.
revitalizing an older Spidey with Tobey Maguire. Yes.
I don't.
But
And
can I
they're
ask
talking
a question?
about
Can I-
doing a third for Andrew.
Where's
Yes,
the
Carla,
Black
I'm sorry.
Spider-Man? Where's Miles?
Yes. You know what?
Where
That
was
would
the
have been
Black
good.
Spider-Man?
That was a good line that Jamie had.
Can I just?
Okay,
Why do we
brother,
need
I see
another
you.
Spider-Man ever? Why?
We need to see
Because
the black
he's
one. Where's the
only-
Black Spider-Man? Where's
He's
the Black
only
Spider-Man?
allows the collaboration. every
Richard
few
Pryor
years.
played a Black Spider-Man years ago.
Tony says
No.
Carla needs to finish what she was saying.
Yes.
Carla needs to finish what she was saying. Yes, she does.
Yes, I'm
All
sorry.
right, Carla.
Yes.
Wait, what was I saying? Oh, about this movie?
Uh-huh.
Oh, where did I leave off?
Lord Jesus.
Well, but while
'Cause
you
I was
figure that
right.
one out, but
No, no,
Rhonda,
no.
and you can love it.
Oh.
You can love it. You can
Yes.
like it. You don't have to apologize for it.
No.
No apologies.
No.
Speak your piece. Go ahead, Carla. Speak your
Listen,
piece.
no, it was. I will say this. All Doctor Strange's CG always gets me, makes my feelings happy. I love all of the boxes and the flying and the magic and the wizardry of it. It was beautiful. There are moments that are visually stunning. I like film. It was costumed beautifully. I like the juxtaposition of Spider-Man's costumes.
Mhm.
Like seeing the different eras. There were things that I cannot enjoy because of whiteness. That's me. That's me. When the mayo is this thick in a story, I personally cannot find joy in mayonnaise. I like mayo on my sandwich, not on my art.
I don't like mayonnaise.
You don't like mayonnaise at all? Oh my god!
No.
I do like mayonnaise on a sandwich.
No.
No, but I mean, but literally, like that's my completed thought. We have a story about entitlement again, and we the people, we the black people, need to always be conscious about what's being fed to our children. Because to Jade's point, a lot of people saw this, so there's a propaganda line in there that you can like it, or you can love it, hate it, whatever, but just know it's happening.
And
These are the stories for your children.
And Janine pointed out, we're about to get 4 more since over 1 billion people watched it.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, that's the beauty, and we'll see how it goes, of the experience of the multiverse, right? Because now they can do anything. They can do whatever they want, and it's all justified now because of this idea of the multiverse, which I personally think is really cool. But you know, there are going to be a lot of movies, especially because now it's Marvel, but it's Disney. And Disney is about to milk this cow.
Oh yeah. Okay,
but you know,
Yeah,
at
they
the
are.
center
That's
of the
gonna happen.
multiverse is a black man, right? Why didn't we see King the Conqueror? Like, can I see the TVA? Like, did I watch Loki for nothing? Can I get someone from the TVA to come in and ring Spidey's neck? Like, that's all I'm looking for. It's like almost as disappointing as my ring light dying tonight. I don't know. What happened?
I was wondering what happened.
So, you know, I can't fathom why they got so lazy in the writing. Spidey is one of the most popular MCU characters. Always has been, and it's a hybrid between Sony, and they finally gave up the rights, and now Disney wanted to, put some other characters in there. But I just think that's sloppy on this one. It could have been much better.
Didn't give up the rights.
Part
that's why
of what has happened.
Well,
the other thing is there are actors that are contracted that need projects, right? So you contract the actor for 3 movies, then you shuffle in order. You still have to fulfill your contract to some of these actors. So some of this
and Zendaya's rates have changed.
Well, you saw that's how much she was in the movie.
I do want to lift up this question from Rhonda. This film about a redemption or entitlement. Is it redemption or entitlement that we're discussing?
And then we go back to Tony's.
Oh yes, totally.
Redemption or entitlement? I think
entitlement.
Redemption for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man because he saved Zendaya.
That scene got me. I liked it. And I think there was some redemption for Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. Because, he didn't choose to go evil. He just let his hubris turn his chip into his brain and mess him up. It's a
and I loved his
character. I like that character. I've always liked that character.
I think that it.
But yes.
Nobody asked for this redemption. That's the thing, and that's why it's entitled.
Sure,
because the reason that they're getting redeemed is because Peter decided that he was going to redeem them all because that's what they wanted. That's an entitled decision. And so even if people are redeemed after that, the crux of it is entitlement. He was entitled to his own opinion around what these people needed. And so I think that's it boils down to entitlement for me.
Okay. And then Tony asked a question. Nick, you want to pop that up?
Yes.
As comic book fans, did any of you notice that Peter Parker was white when you were kids?
Yes, he was my white cousin.
I more noticed.
He's still white, isn't he?
From Queens. Yes, from Queens.
It's not that I noticed that. It's more I extra noticed when the superheroes were black. When Static Shock came on TV, I was like,
Well said,
it's
Marcus.
on TV?
That's
go.
the point.
Static Shock.
That's
Well,
very well.
So
you know,
good.
Simu Lee, who is Shang-Chi now. It's interesting. He said something when he was doing his press junket for the movie. He said that he started off when he was acting and taking gigs like birthday parties. He dressed up in costumes for birthday parties. But the only one that he would do was Spider-Man because he wore a mask. And you could be anybody and be Spider-Man. I think that's very interesting.
That'd be fun to do.
Fun to do. But that's why I like X-Men so much.
Yeah.
Storm was great.
Storm is dope.
I want a good Storm one day.
She was extra great when you compare her to everybody else on that show. They were so messy.
Okay, we may have already broached this or covered it completely. What could have been better?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna let other people talk. I don't want to be too.
Lord have mercy. But Carla, you've said some things though that have made me think. White privilege is rooted.
They shoved Doctor Strange in a hole and left him there for half the movie, which I thought was funny. Because he did that to Loki.
I think
that was kind of funny. That was kind of cute.
I did love their whole fight too. Peter just solves them. You're like, oh, this is just math. And you're trapped. Bye.
man,
I like Tony's comment about Venom.
Yeah, Venom.
You're right.
Tony
Why?
says that BS extra scene with Venom, they wasted it.
I don't watch Venom.
I didn't see the other Venom movie, so I don't know.
I didn't either.
How
It
that.
was
They're not
okay.
MCU.
It was okay.
No, it's Sony trying to build their own side universe with all the characters they still control.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's not MCU. But one thing that I think needs to get better as MCU goes through the rest of the year. What happened to Tony Stark's assets? What happened to Stark Industries? Why is Happy like living in like some sort of small apartment across the bridge? Like what is going on here? Where is Pepper? Where's Tony Stark's will? I want to see
Pepper?
Yes, where is his sire? Like, what's going on with Stark Industries? Like, they just gave us a hint that Stark Industries was in trouble again, but who's controlling those weapons? Like, I literally was crying at his funeral. Now I want to know
we were there.
what you all did
I was there.
with his empire. And why did you not give more tech to Spidey? You don't have an extra suit lying around? Happy? Like, no.
You might have to wait all the way until Ironheart before somebody stands up on screen and reads the last will and testament of Tony Stark.
I know.
I don't know when this is happening for you. It's going to be a minute.
I need it to happen quick. Like, and John Favreau, like, I mean, he's everywhere. He created Boba Fett. He created the book of Boba Fett and directs most of them. Like, can I get a little time on Tony Stark and the Mandalorian? I mean, by the way, to have the night nurse on Boba Fett, y'all, Rosario Dawson, that was so good. Anyway, not on Boba Fett, but on Mandalorian season.
Mandalorian. Oh, she's got her own. Ahsoka's coming.
I'm just saying that's another person whose rates have changed since they started this enterprise.
Yes,
they gotta let a lot of these people.
Just a little bit.
They can afford it.
What about what's her name? Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Oh,
yes, Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
Rates have changed.
Yeah, because I hear that Valkyrie is going to have a much bigger and a different role, and she's going to have abilities or something.
In what? In the new Thor or something else?
In the new Thor.
Since she is the queen of Asgard now, what's left of the Asgard?
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Anything else? What's your score?
What is the delta going to be on this?
Start with
Excuse me, we're on the Omicron. Thank you so much.
You
Nick.
mean the Omarion?
It's Omarion.
This is hard. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I had a good time. Like the things I enjoyed seeing Toby. Hey Toby.
Wow.
And I thought that the tone was fun. But I just could. I mean, Jade and Julia can attest to this. I was upset the whole time. I was like, "What is he doing? What is happening?" Like, I was like, "Why are we even? We shouldn't even be. This story could have ended. Like, why are we still here? Why did?
Oh my God! And why did it end 5 times? Okay, I'm done.
But yeah, so it's a
Had
2 for
time
me.
in it.
All right, on an entirely different level, I'm going to give this a 4 because the script on this was just the thinnest veneer for set pieces. I need to bring in this character, I need to bring in this character, I need the thinnest justification. I don't care. I just want to get all these characters on screen and have them talking to each other that they've never interacted before because they were in different franchises of this movie. And the fan service was the entire movie. It's like,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
the fact that they were still to get any moments out of it that made you feel something, I thought they did a very good job. Now, if it had actually, I mean, they had a lot of restrictions on them. They had to cleanly break away Spider-Man from the MCU and just kind of give it back to Sony. And they still had to advance the multiverse plot line and get everybody into the theater and pay all these actors. I think they did a decent job. I enjoyed it. It was doing a lot, though. It definitely was.
Julia?
You know what? I'm gonna give it a 3, and part of that is because I was home. I was in Omaha. Got to see it together in the theater. That was the first time I'd been to the theater in 2.5 years, and it was to see a Spidey movie. Yes, you were it was so good. It was so good to see everyone, to be seen, and to be in the theater. So that gives it an additional point in my book. And I really like seeing Tobey Maguire in the suit. I did. And they said he worked out for months and months. Like he had a trainer to get back into that suit. Because, otherwise he's like a playing alcoholic. So, but yeah, I'm going to give it a 3.
Didn't they call him a youth pastor?
Pastor.
They did.
Yeah.
That was good. Lind?
Let's see what to say about this. It was my first time going to the movie in a long time. Matter of fact, it was my first time going to an IMAX movie. It was the screen was so large, there was too much going on. I didn't enjoy myself. The storyline was a little bit twisted and stretched, but it wasn't that bad. I didn't like. I don't like Jamie Foxx's character. It still doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense to me. But these allegations, these allegations made by Carla have really made me think here tonight. White privilege is rooted in this film. It really is. It really, really is. And I think, and this isn't the first time that they've snuck this in on us. They did it with the 3 little bears. They did. The 3 little bears? We sit there and feel sorry for that little white girl. But in reality, you broke into our house.
That whole Goldilocks is one of the dirtiest characters ever written. If she's dirty.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
I didn't like that
Where's
story
the
when
lie?
I was a child. and I didn't even understand my
Right,
I
like
was
responsibility.
confused.
how is she the hero in this? I've never
Exactly.
understood how it was taught to
She
me that
a
she was the
thief.
hero. And I was like,
Right.
She done broke into these bears' house. She
Right.
done ate up all their food. She done rubbed her
Right.
ass on all
she
their
broke
beds.
the chairs, she broke
Right.
beds. Like you just went into the like you were breaking
That's
in.
Disrespectful
vandalism. That's
It is
vandalism, ma'am.
Teach the children the truth. Teach the children the truth. You know what? I'm tempted to give it a 1. I'm tempted to give it a 1. But I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
Be yourself.
I'm gonna give it a 1.5.
All right.
What
Okay.
is the moral
That
of
happened.
Goldilocks and the Three
That
Bears?
happened.
Is it like have an alibi
What?
and an accomplice, cover your tracks? I don't know what is the moral of that story.
It's
You know what the
racism.
moral is? The moral of the story is if you're a little white girl, you can do whatever you want in this world and there will be absolutely no consequences. And I hated that story before I had race politics, before I understood.
Mm.
Goldilocks is the worst.
Also, lock your doors.
Mm.
That might be a good one.
Because as they say on some
Lock
of my
your
favorite
doors.
shows, there was no forced entry. She just got in the house. So lock your doors.
I'm going to give it a score on a scale from 1 to 5. I'm going to give it an O freedom. I just need to be delivered from whiteness. And I can't, and I didn't get my freedom watching this movie.
Oddly, the only person that actually asked for help in that movie was the goblin.
And
he
then
was
turned
lying.
around and be the most evil person of all.
And he was lying.
But he was being
so
held hostage by
evil.
himself.
He was so evil.
Yeah,
I appreciate his character. I
Again,
do.
the plot was the thinnest veneer to get all these characters back on screen.
Mm.
I will give it a 3.
Mm.
Because I love Andrew Garfield, and it was a great it was a great shot when you had the 3 Spider-Men together. The hero
That was
shot.
nice. That was nice.
That was nice. It was nothing but fan service. But if you're gonna do it, just do it. Just do all the things. And that's what this movie was. It was some other things too, but I do recognize it. It was just everything that the fans would want. Who would they want to see? They would want to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. They would want all of the villains back. And that's what it was. And I appreciate them realizing that we have 1 billion people that will come and see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Give them what they want. This is obviously what people,
That happened.
wanted to
Do
see.
we want to see
but-
Spider-Man beat the Goblin half to death on Captain America's shield? Yeah, we kind of want to see that.
Yeah, that happened.
Wow.
It was his fault. It was his fault. How you gonna be mad because you didn't push the button and send this man back days ago when you had the opportunity, and now you want to beat him to death because he killed your auntie that you caused because
Right.
you didn't want to send the people back?
It was a very sad movie.
I could not
movie.
I could not empathize with him at all. I was
Made
The
my
like,
daughter-
Goblin asked for help, and Aunt May went for the okie doke.
And was killed violently.
And
You made my
And
kids
where was
cry. My daughter
Where
Layla
was
was crying during this film.
He was outside with the getaway car ready to go. Just a little late.
I
Oh,
think
evil.
the extra point was Zendaya's skin was flawless.
Yes.
Juicy. and
Let me tell you something about that little pretty girl. That was the softest beat you could put on an actor. That was her natural
that
skin.
was her whole face.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
That's the face God gave that child.
Yes.
She makes me feel joy when I see it.
Messy
We
hair.
know she's
we
actually
don't even
20
care.
something, right? Like,
And I'm almost 49, so she's a little
She's
girl.
still a baby. She's still just
okay,
a baby.
give the woman her props. All right, she no longer
Listen.
Disney queen.
Listen, she's a sweet little baby.
Somebody's
All of the
taking care of her
20-somethings are.
skin.
And she's in those
She
Doom
probably
movies,
drinks
so she's
lots
about
of
to get
water.
paid. So
Hydration is probably very
she's
high.
twin.
Hydration.
Zendaya's a twin with my daughter. It's kind of weird to see her because it just trips me out. But
There she
Ooh,
goes.
look at her, just so
Yeah,
supple.
look
Look
just
at
like Layla.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this was a beautiful, spirited conversation about Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't think that anybody would have guessed that this is the way that this conversation would have gone.
Not at all.
I
Not
feel
at
like
all.
we all knew that this is where this conversation was going. Because, I mean, yeah. So,
I caused Marcus some stress. I'm sorry, Marcus.
Ah!
I
you're
caused
not.
stress
No.
in
No,
your
you're
life.
not at
I
all.
know I do.
Ah!
Every time I'm on, I make him make
I
that face.
still think you should watch Superman and Lois because that show agrees with you that Superman's not a white man, he's an alien pretending to be one, and y'all need to be a little bit more skeptical.
Okay, nothing will ever replace Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. Dean Cain,
Y'all.
Terry Hatcher, so good. So good. Carla, what? Don't talk about Dean Cain now.
No,
What is
I
cute?
said I gotta go. I'm just trying to peace out. That's
well,
what
then
Dean Cain hates.
tell us where you going or what you got going on and where we can find you.
Child, look, y'all can. My latest, greatest is you can go to www.collaboration.org and click on Old Colonizers. This is my pilot of my series Old Colonizers, and this one, the first episode is about the January 6th insurrection, or as I call
Talk about it.
Honky Kong. Go find Old Colonizers. Stillwell, it's online. Go watch it.
We put the links in the chat.
Talk about it.
Great. All right, let's go this way. Lind, what you got going on? Where can we find you?
Man, you know I'm here and there and everywhere. Those of y'all in Omaha can find me here in the historic Florence area. I am at my photography studio doing what I do, specializing in portraits. Yes, that's all I'm really up to, but life is good.
All right. Julia.
You can find me solidly on Twitter. You won't see me on any other social media platform for the most part. But holla back if you want to tweet me. I love it. Otherwise, always come to me for all things venture capital, small business development, Black wealth creation. I love it. I love it. Hit me up. JJ
All right.
Parker 00.
All right. Marcus.
You can find me on Twitter at Marcus Ross and at Waterbear Games. I'm doing my game design thing. Most of the time, there's not really much to see. When I have prototypes, I will be sharing those and people can play those.
All right. Nick Whitcomb.
NickWhitcomb.com, thecomeup.NickWhitcomb.com. I have auditions for Choir Boy in Omaha at Benson Theater next week. So if you are in Omaha and you are a Black man of any age or an older white man, come on down and audition for the show. It's going to be great. And y'all, I know I've been saying it, but it's about to happen. The Come Up is coming back. Okay, so when I was on the radio, I was on WJMS radio. I had a segment called Hot Takes, and it was essentially my version of Hot Topics, where I talked to a bunch of different Black and brown folks. Jade was one of my guest contributors on that show, and we talked about the topics of the week. It's now going to be a monthly structure. It's going to be me and primarily my friend Ishelle Childers, who was a returning fave, and she talks a lot of sports, and so she can cover that part for me. But we coming back every month. Every month, we're going to be doing hot takes. So versions of that will be available on the YouTube and on my social media for the Come Up. Just go to the Come Up with NickWhitcomb.com and you can see where to follow me. But the full version will be available on my Patreon, which you can join for as low as $3 a month.
Awesome. Afroscapescurls.com for all things related to the House of Afros, Capes, and Curls. We do have some new merchandise. I wish I had a picture of it. Next time we'll show a picture of it. The new T-shirt says 18th Century Blurred. It is for Joseph Bologna. Please go look at that. It's you can look at wait, no, where is he? T Public. T Public is where all of our shirts are. This is the house shirt. There's one for LXN. There are two for LXN. One has a quote by Carla Stillwell, and there's other house merchandise on there. All of our old AfroCon logos and shirt designs are on T Public, and those links can be found on our website, afroscapescurls.com. So we won't see you next week, but we will see you on January 31st. Yes.
Before we go, I just want to say thank you to all of you that have been watching tonight. Thank you for the live, active chat that went on.
Yes.
Keep
active.
that happening. Join us when we are back. Share it with your friends. We are here for you. Back to you, Jade.
Yes, and all of Lynn's family.
And
So
Lynn's
much.
daughter, who is still in the studio. We love you.
That's
girl.
all right.
We will make sure that he has the correct link next time. But you can always find us at the House of Afros, Capes, and Curls on YouTube. That's always there. Okay. Well, I guess that's about it. Oh, I said January 31st for our going into Black History Month.
Are we gonna do Macbeth?
We
need to do Macbeth.
We really need to talk about Macbeth. Denzel was
Okay.
superb.
Okay, so it looks like January 31st, we're going to talk about Macbeth.
Let's go.
All right. It's streaming on Apple Plus. It is limited release in theaters.
Is that Film Streams downtown Omaha?
Mm.
So, yes.
Mhm.
I-
Absolutely superb.
yes. All right. See you in 2 weeks. Take care.
Hey, 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 hey.